What it is, YouTube. You know who it is. It's your boy, the Moose. Kick it.
Well, I went to a party the other night, and all at once I got a fright. I heard a crash and I ran outside. I took one look and I almost died. Then someone shouted, "Save your skin! The whole darn zoo is a coming in. There's a moose on the loose."
Alright, so, you read in the description. Let's get into what I'm going to talk about. As you can see, let me get everything forwarded up to the top. Alright. And then we'll go ahead and we'll make it bigger. Not that much, but it is on my phone, so I'm mirroring off my phone. It was the best way that I can get this thing to work. I finally figured out how to use OBS. So, and I like this mirror device because it works really good. I'll show you what it is first. It's called Mirroring 360, basically. You can do a lot of things with it, but this is what I wanted to show you. This right here. It'll be here today, but okay, so I ordered this on Tuesday. And the reason I ordered this is because the TiA4 decided to crap out on me. The first one I got back in September worked very well. It worked really good. I had hated to see it go, but I started doing karaoke for a bar, so I thought in my right head that I was doing the right thing, and I got rid of it, which was a big mistake. I should have kept it. But the second one that I got, I don't know, I think it's just, I think I was just tired of it because of the power situation with it. The reason why I got this is there's reasons. And one of the reasons is each one of these has a dedicated line to it. The TiA4 didn't have this luxury. 6 and 7 are basically up here on the top. You can do mono and you can do stereo, and then it gives you a bunch of different knobs. It gives you gain and all that good stuff. And then I like it because the volume, the way the volume is. On the TiA4 you couldn't go just turn the knob to a certain point. But here it explains to you what kind of sound you're getting, which is pretty good. And then these XLR cables up here are mic and input mics. As you can see that they give you a 1/4 inch underneath that you can plug into. So you have an insert and you have a line, and then you have the XLR. So you can use the XLR just like you would use XLR for anything else. You can actually load up the channel too, but I don't suggest that you do it that way, for the simple fact is that let's say you have a mic in one, you don't want to put your speaker through it. No, because you can't adjust it for certain things. So that's pretty much how sound works. Well, not how it works, but that's pretty much how this board is built. I also like it because of this power. If you notice, the power, it is not USB. Nowhere in this description does it say it's Bluetooth compatible. But look at this. You actually have a USB that you can plug into. If you check it out, USB right here that you can actually plug into. and then you can put your dipstick in. Now, if you're going to do this, this is a side note. I wouldn't do it this way and depend on this. What I would do is I would use this as a backup, because you can't see it. And if you do that, it would just be a mess. You have that option, but you can plug your phone into it. Yeah, you can plug another computer in here. You do have a main output, and if you notice this, the main output is kind of cool because you have quarter inch and you have RCA, so you can do either one that you want to do. Coming from my standpoint, and I'll make this quote: when you're going to a sub to get a sub, this will not support a sub. These are not they're not driven, they're not crossovers. If you do not get a sub with a crossover and you end up getting a passive sub, you will not be able to control the sound that goes from the sub to the speakers. That's a big one. So if you do look at a sub, make sure that it has these amenities. The first thing you're going to look for in a sub is, does it cut the bill? How does it sound? That's the first thing you want to look for. If it sounds good, then the next thing you want to do is, does it have its own power? Can it be plugged into a wall? Not plugged into a device, an amp. Because in order for you to work a passive sub, is you need a couple of devices before this. First of all, you would have to go from a powered amp to a crossfader to a sub. And the reason you would do that is you would come from here, this device here, this device right here, you'd take this, the quarter inches, and you'd plug it in to the first thing. You would plug it into the powered amp so you can amplify it. Then you're going to plug into the crossfader, the crossover. The crossover is designed to feed the other speakers that you have, because how it works is this. Once you come out of the soundboard, where are you going to go? Don't go to the speakers and then the sub. Wrong answer. You are going to go from this to the sub, to the end of the sub. From the out of the sub, if you have a crossover, it's going to have in and out. It'll tell you in and out. If you get a passive, you only get 2 holes, and that's it. It depends on what kind of passive speaker you get. But some I've seen only have 2 holes. There's no power cord, so you have to bring power to it too, and that's why you have to go through the sub. You have to go through the the power amp first, and then so you take the power and plug it in, but then you have to take a wire from the power amp to the crossover, and it just, oh God, it just get, when you get into sound like that, it just, some people have big setups, but that's basically from there. But as you go down here, it doesn't have any reviews here. The reviews online are tremendous with this thing. And the thing about it is they make different versions of this, but it's the same device pretty much. It's like the Tion A4. The Tion A4 has like, I think 5 or 6 different versions of it. So it's Chinese, they do this. But I just like the dedicated power. Now, the reasoning behind what I want to do is the size. I was looking for a thing, but let me go ahead and show you what I'm basing this on. It's this. I'm basically going to get a drawer, and I'm going to build my thing around it. I'm going to show you the thing right now. But I'm going to build around that. So let me go ahead and go in here to the gallery. Okay. As you can see, this is the back of the device. Let me show you the side, actually, 'cause the side looks better than just the side. Yeah, this is the side view. Okay, as you can see, it goes up. That's the board. The board is going to start at 2 inches off the bottom of this, which is going to be the sides are going to go all the way down, making the sides 12 or 13 inches. It just depends. I think about 13 inches would give me some play on the top. That way I can close all the wires in, because the deal with this is I'm going to set the wires up in here. I'm going to close it and fix the wire. I'm going to make a wire box for this, actually, so I can actually take the wires and put them in the top here. So that with all this room here, I'll just be able to take them out and put them in. The only thing wires that I'm going to change, as you can see back here, the little thing sticking out, the top. Okay, the top is going to go up here to the top. The board is going to come across the back, and there's going to be room in here for all the wires to go down. What I'm going to do is the shelf up here, it's going to look like a U. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it out on the board, and I'm going to take you through the actual process of making something right. And that's the whole purpose of the plans. You have to have a plan in order to make sure everything's correct. Now, as you can see here, this is the measurements. It's 2 inches from the bottom to the bottom of the shelf, and then it's 1.5 inches from the bottom of the shelf to the top of the shelf. But that's a pitch, 1.5 inch pitch. So it's gonna sit like that, maybe, which is good, because then I can take all the wires, put them in there, close it, and be done. It's gonna have a lid. How it'll work is back here in the back. Right here in the back. Oh, this is the front view. Let me show you the side. The side view. Okay, so what will happen is there will be a hanger. A hinge. There'll be a hinge here, and then what will happen is the box, the way it'll be, is there'll be a hinge here, and then there'll be a hinge here, holding the 2 pieces of wood together, and then it'll come down and it'll latch before the actual, it's going to latch on the bottom. Hopefully I'll be able to pull this off because of the drawer, but it'll all be there, and then I can take and put a lock on it. So I have a lock, and then I'm going to put some feet on the bottom of it, which will be the same thing that I'm using to I'll make the feet, I'll round them off and make them look cool, and I'll show you, I'll take you to that process how to do that. But I'm thinking about just getting some like round little feet or something to go on the bottom of the thing. So, and then the 2 sides, what'll happen is right where because there's going to be a board that goes from and I'll put it on the inside. There's gonna be maybe like halfway in between the top. On both sides, there's going to be put these things on, and I'm going to drill holes through them, and I'm going to bolt them. I'm not going to screw them, I'm going to bolt them. I'm using bolts. Screws are good for when you're like making this boards and putting them together. But anytime that you have a functioning moving part, try to use nuts and bolts, because in the end it's going to save you. Because if something happens and the screw breaks, you're out of luck. And the screws are pretty flimsy, and the bolts, they're endless. So that's one thing, and they're made and designed for you to carry them around. But that's pretty much what I gotta discuss today. This is the app that I use to close. It's called 365 Quotes. Can change your life. It's called Daily 365 Motivational. Let me click on it, and then get out of that. Click on it again, and that's what it looks like when it boots up. And as you can see, there's different ones that you can pick. What I usually do, accept what's happened in your life right now. Put what has happened behind you. Let it all go and have faith that good things are coming your way. Subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and ring my bell for notifications. If you like what you hear, go ahead and hit the like button. If you don't like what you hear, hit the dislike button. Tell me why in the comments below. Peace.